get out their Arcation books and turn to page, some of you have it out already, 382 and 383. So this is going to kind of go along with our lesson that we talked about in lesson 2. And this particular lesson today is being a good citizen and citizenship and what all it involves, okay? How individuals can participate in civic affairs. And to go along with this, we are going to take a walking field trip to a historical landmark here in Laurel, okay? So, who would like to start us off reading this lesson on page 382? Marley, I saw your hand go up. If you'll read the first 2 little paragraphs, and then we'll popcorn read after that, okay?
As you read in Lesson 2, John Ross showed loyalty to the Cherokee by going to the Supreme Court. Students in Hocking County, Ohio, showed their loyalty by working to preserve the heritage of their state. It took 10 years and a special Ohio birthday, says Sandra Starner. But in 2000, my students helped me save a part of Ohio history. In 1990, Starner was teaching at Rockbridge Elementary in rural Hocking County, Ohio. Near the school was lock number 12, part of the Hocking Canal built in 1843. This canal was part of the Ohio Erie Canal system. Mules pulled canal boats carrying coal, iron ore, and farm products for Rockbridge to cities on the Great Lakes.
Okay, who would like to read next? Pick somebody, Marley, popcorn.
Miss Starner's class often took trips to the lock, where they talked about local history. One day, the students learned that the lock had been sold. The new owner planned to take it apart, selling the old stone blocks and filling in the canal. When students heard the news, they decided to try and save the lock. The class wrote letters to the governor and other officials and historical societies, begging them to take over the property, but nothing happened.
Okay.
10 years passed. Ohio was preparing for the 20th anniversary of its statehood in 2003. The state wanted to serve historic sites. A mother of one of the students remembered the letter writing campaign. She told state officials to contact Ms. Starner. The class of 2000 went to work. We filled out applications and wrote letters to the state officials, planned the birthday celebration, explained why the lock should be an official historic site, says Adam Saul. A new owner agreed to donate the site to the state. Local businesses helped students raise money for the official historic miles marker. Darren Harcourt and other students removed a sofa, some old tires, and other trash and brush from the lawn.
Okay.
On June 2nd, 2000, 10 years later, after they began the campaign, Ms. Starner and many students from her 1990 class attended a special ceremony. Block number 12 of the Hocking Canal became an official Ohio historic site.
Kara, will you read for us, please?
Adam and Darren represented the class of 2000. Darren recalls, my older brother was in Miss Starner's class 10 years ago. We set out to make a difference, and we did. Generations from now will come to this site and say, this is the way it was in the 1840s.
Okay, thank you guys. So who can tell me a little bit about what we just read? Tyler?
Historic landmarks around Ohio.
Yes. Corbin?
The teacher in her class, and
What did they
They
Mackenzie?
helped save it.
They did. They found something that they thought should be a historical landmark, and they made it happen. They made it. They talked to state officials, and they signed or filled out applications, signed petitions, everything to get that canal registered as a historical landmark. So, the idea around this lesson is talking about the importance of preserving history. So, as you all know, we're here in Laurel, and Laurel is very rich in tradition already. But of course, we've had a lot of activity in Laurel that has brought tourists to come see Laurel. Who would like to say hometown? So, but that also has given exposure to some historical landmarks here in Laurel. Who can tell me some major historical landmarks here in Laurel? Jaden, I heard saw your
Laurel Theater.
Laurel Theater.
It used to be the Arabian.
Used to be the Arabian Theater. Corbin,
The courthouse and the statue.
the courthouse and the statue. What is the statue of?
As a Confederate soldier.
Yes. Mackenzie,
The Lauren Rogers Museum.
the Lauren Rogers Museum of Art,
The greenhouse.
the Rogers Greenhouse. Yes. Somebody else had their hand raised. Anything else? You want to give anything else? We've got the Pinehurst Park, and then
Fifth Avenue and Sixth Avenue.
the avenues are kind of, popular, yes. And that the avenues are kind of popular because a lot of those houses on the avenues are related to the Lauren Rogers Museum of Art and that family and who can tell me about the museum and the history on that? Just a little bit, because we're about to do something with the museum. Do you know?
They named it after Lauren Roger because he was trying to build a house for his family, and he got halfway, and then he died from the sickness.
Okay. Yes, that's a little bit of it. Anybody else want to contribute? Yes, Tyler?
You can, at the museum, you can go see his living rooms.
You can. Yeah, yes.
Most people don't know this, but there's a design up on the ceiling, and a bunch of people think the floors are granite, but they're actually cork.
They are cork. So I have an idea. How would you guys like to go see it?
Yes.
And we're going to have a little activity that we're going to do when we go to the museum. So here's what I need y'all to do. I need you to get your notebooks. A composition notebook will do just fine. And a pencil. And let me just go ahead before we get there. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that, yes, punctuation, grammar, all of that, spelling, I'm going to be looking at that in your essay that you are going to write, one page.
What?
Yes.
Page?
Yes, one page. One page. One page is a whole page. Okay, so we are going to do a little walking tour to the museum, okay? And when we get there, we're going to, what I want to see in your papers is just a one-page essay, handwritten essay on your, in your journals or in your notebooks, the history of the museum, how it came about. I want details. I want you to make notes. What we're going to do when we get there, we're going to walk around. We're going to go into that left living room, and I want you to walk around and make notes. Now, what are we going to do when we get in there? We're not going to act normal. Yes, please act normal. Quiet, respectful, remember our manners. Let's go. All ready? go in, we're gonna go to the left in here, to the library, or the living room area, okay? Alright. Alright, listen, can I get everybody to gather around over here? Y'all can sit on sofas, you can sit on chairs. Matthew, come join us over here, please.
I know, Ty under my chair.
Okay.
That's the head chair, separated from everyone, so it's mine.
So, here's what we're gonna do. Who can tell me where we're at in here?
The living room.
We're in the living room.
Where's the TV?
Okay, so what I want you guys to do is I want you to utilize everything that you have in here. And we don't have to just stay just in here. We can walk around. But I want you to write down every little detail that you can think of that will help you write your essay. Okay? So you don't necessarily, you're not going to write your essay right at this very moment, but right now we're just going to we're just getting information, okay? I want you to just make bullets, make notes. This is your research, okay? I want you to use this as tangible research, okay? We have computers and all of that, and you can utilize that later in the classroom. But right now, I want you to get ideas from this house. I want you to write down anything you might know about this museum and the history of it, okay? We're gonna walk around in just a few minutes. We can go over there to the library and look up anything that we need to look up. But walk around, just remember, just be very careful. This is old, fragile things. Let's go look it up. You ready? Look, let's see if anything in here tells you. Let's go right here. No. Hey, y'all gather around over here. Boys, up here. All right, so we have some pamphlets, and here's one for each of you. There you go. And then you can utilize this. Let's walk in here into the gallery. And here's what I want you to do is I want you to take these pamphlets, and I want us to find a spot. Hold on 1 second. Let's all walk together. I want you to find a, Matthew, do you have one? I want you to find a spot to sit down, and you can do some research with your pamphlets and walk around. Look at the scores. Take note of the scores. What did Jaden say earlier? Work. Yes, This is a historical landmark. It is still open for business, for operation, Mace Night. Engineer William H. Mason, a protege of Thomas Edison, was brought to Laurel in the 1920s to assist with the vast amount of sawdust and pulp waste produced by the large sawmills. So that is how Mace Night. His invention of a hard-press board in 1924 led to the formation of Masonite Fiber Company, which changed its name to Masonite Corporation in 1928. Yes, Mackenzie?
My grandfather invented a new way to cut boards with water.
Oh, cool.
And they bought it for $10,000.
Whoa, that's cool.
And now it's $1 million.
Can we make a ride about this on like the Mason?
Just on the museum. We're doing just the museum. Use your pamphlets, walk around and find anything. Anything that relates to the museum and the Lauren Rogers family. The depot training's right here. How cool is this? Hey, y'all come back in here for me. We're not going over there by ourselves. We're gonna go. Lauren Rogers, 1898 to 1921. Here's the Lindsay wagon. Remember what we were talking about earlier? We were reading about the Lindsay wagon.
Wait, where's Lauren Roger at?
Lindsay wagon. Eastman Gardner Lumber Company. Uh-huh. Like that. Put that down.
Oh yeah, I live in a historic district. I'm not living in a historic district.
Hey Matthew, why don't you have a seat for a second and make any notes? Okay. So let's all, I know y'all just, some of y'all are just sitting down, but let's all get together and let's go in there in the gallery and y'all find a spot to reflect and make any notes that you need to make, okay? Let's go. All right. So now what I want you to do is I want you to find a spot, a quiet spot, look at your pamphlets. Feel free to walk around and look at the art if you'd like to. But find a spot to sit. Yes. I'd like for y'all to stay in here, so I'm going to tell them to come back in here. Let's just stay in this gallery area. Don't come back in here. Let's stay in here. Stay in here. Matthew. Don't come back in here. Alright, so y'all just sit down. Okay, everybody y'all come this way. Let's head on back and we're gonna go to the computer lab and do some more research, okay? We're kind of getting crunched for time, so. What do you think the first thing we should do, we should look up?
Lauren Rogers.
Lauren Rogers. I agree. So in your essay form, you're probably going to talk about him first, right? So I saw that a lot of you got some really good bullet points there at the museum. And you can look up the actual museum. You can Google that in just a minute. Yep, there's the picture.
Can I go to like the Oh, there's pictures.
Yes, you can go there if that takes you. Right now, I want you to look up the history, or look up Lauren Rogers himself. Tell me, all the details, when he was born, who his parents were. Thank you so much. Go look up Lauren Rogers on Google. Tell me who his parents were, because they are a big part of Laurel as well. Who can tell? Yes, Lauren Eastman Rogers. Yes. Who can tell me how old he was when he passed away?
23.
He was 23. He was young. And Mackenzie, tell me again. You told me in the museum.
Oh my God.
He died of appendicitis. Yes. He was right in the middle of building that house, which is now known as the Lauren Rogers Museum of Art. And so when he passed away, his family did what?
He built it in his home.
They donated it to Laurel and yes.
It says
Read it loud for me.
at time of Lauren's death, Lauren was considered the yellow pine capital.
Laurel was considered, yes, the yellow pine capital of the world. Yes. Absolutely. Okay, so about 5 more minutes, guys, and then we're going to go back to the classroom and finish these essays up. You can. Yes, you may. Go ahead and begin your essay.
The wrong thing showed up.
You can just build upon it. Okay. Lauren Rogers.
This showed up on Lauren.
Go back to me. Lauren Rogers, right there. Let's see what comes up. There's the Laurel Leader Call. That's our local newspaper.
This is nothing.
Here he is, right there. He's in. You can go back up and go to news or all. Go back to all. So just, good job, Matthew. Yes. Just make any notes, take any notes that you can that will help you with your essay and research. Go ahead and close out. Just exit out of that and gather your things up and let's go back to the classroom. We gotta pack up. Get your chairs under. Someone dropped a pamphlet right down there. Will you pick it up, please, Tyson? Thank you. Is that yours? Okay. All right. Okay, that was great. I enjoyed that field trip today. So now what I want to see is our, what is this?
What's up with you
What's up with you today?
Can we go ahead and put our books back on the shelf?
All right. So when you are finished with that, you may go ahead and pack up your things. You can go ahead and get your things, and y'all head to the door. Thank you guys for working hard today, and we're gonna finish these essays up for homework, okay? Tomorrow, do tomorrow.
Yes.
I mean,